It's Cougar Sports Saturday.
It's complete. Another touchdown!
Cougar Sports Saturday. A presentation of KSL Sports.
Left wing for three. He got it again!
BYU Sports Talk by Cougar fans for Cougar fans. Here are your hosts, Mitch Harper and Matt Baiamonte. On Utah's legacy home of the Cougars. KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, Cougar Nation. Welcome on into Cougar Sports Saturday. Mitch Harper, Matt Baiamonte with you live here at Broadcast House in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. 1 week from today, Cougar football will be back. But hey, today we do have college football. We're watching Florida State, Georgia Tech right now in Dublin, Ireland. It's college football's back, Matt, and we are going to be talking a ton of college football today. It's a season preview show of BYU football.
So much good stuff in this Florida State-Georgia Tech game that is being played right now that you just mentioned, Mitch. I'm already questioning my playoff picks that we'll make in hour number 3. We'll take a stab at guessing the first 12 teams in this first iteration of this new playoff. But before that, Mitch, there's so much to get to in the world of BYU, especially now that fall camp is behind us.
The starting lineup. A look at the stories making headlines right now. It's time for the starting lineup on Cougar Sports Saturday.
Game prep is well underway down in Provo. Fall camp is in the rearview mirror, and this BYU team is getting ready for their home opener next week. Let me ask you this, Mitch. We were there earlier in the week. Now that camp is in the rearview mirror, do you feel differently about this year's team than you did, let's say, a month ago as we were awaiting the start of camp?
I do. I feel that this is a team better equipped to be competitive and be a group that can avoid the blowouts in the Big 12 and give everyone a tough fight for 60 minutes. But I still have some big questions about this team that I don't feel like I'm going to get truly answered for another 2 or 3 weeks,
right,
and really get a sense. But I'm fascinated to see what the journey for this 2024 BYU football team is going to look like, because this group, I do feel like the roster is better than last year, but there's some big questions at key spots still as they're 1 week away till kickoff.
And the biggest question, Mitch, is who is going to take that first snap? Who is going to be named quarterback one? Here's what head coach Kalani Sitake said earlier in the week about the ongoing battle, because we still don't know who's that starter going to be between Jake Retzlaff and Gary Bohannon.
I feel like we have two quarterbacks that have emerged, so that's a different feel for me, So like I truly feel comfortable with either one playing on the field and winning games for us. So it's just as we go through the process of the quarterback battle, we've been through this before, and we'll just keep. I mean, you guys talked to A-Rod, so the closer we get, I'm pretty sure the closer we get to the game, the more likely we'll have a starter name.
They need to announce this on Monday, I think. They need to just make it clear, ride with the guy, give him the spotlight for a week. And to me, Matt, I've flip-flopped a little bit. Going into fall camp, I felt like it was clear that it was Jake Retzlaff. I handicapped it around 55%. I thought it was an edge, maybe 60, I think, in our pre-camp preview. And Bohannon, midway through camp, I was impressed. I thought, man, I'm ready to anoint him. And there was
because he's throwing the ball so much better to start camp.
There was so much buzz about Gary Bohannon, and then the last 3 media observation periods, the buzz that we've been hearing out of the scrimmages, Jake Retzlaff's been the guy. And it just feels like things are trending for Jake Retzlaff. And you know what? I can get on board with that. I think Cougar fans hearing that on the streets today, or however you're listening, might be going, really? 0-4, and that's going to be the QB1 to lead BYU into a critical year in the Big 12. But to me, I'm okay with it. I do think that BYU's got 2 quarterbacks that could win games. Now, we're not going to be sitting here saying, get ready for Arlington, buy your airfare, they're going to the Big 12 championship. No, I'm not saying that, but I think these guys can do enough to get you to 6, and honestly, that's all I can ask for at this juncture, 1 week till kick.
That would be improvement for this program to get back to a bowl game, trending in the right direction. Yes. Kalani Sitake not opposed, Mitch, to playing both guys in the opener. I don't know if I love that, but here's the commentary from the head ball coach.
I'm not opposed to it, but I think that you have a competition for a reason. And we feel really good about the 2 quarterbacks. We feel good about the entire room. But I know I trust those two especially to go win games for us.
That's classic Kalani.
Yeah.
If you listen to Kalani enough, and we do all the time, you read between the lines, and the surface you think, oh, he's going to play 2 QBs. But then he follows it up with, there's a battle for a reason. Like he'll give you a message. It seems so coach speak and surface level, but if you listen to the man enough, like we have, and I'm getting to the point where I feel like I hear his voice sometimes more than my own wife's. I hear Kalani's voice. I want to hear it more. Hey, give us more access. I'm okay with that, BYU. But hey guys, we got 2 quarterbacks, and no, I think Kalani wants to roll with one, but I've consistently maintained the fact that they got 2 quarterbacks that they believe can win. That to me says whoever gets that first snap, you better be good, because we will be ready to have that next guy warming up on the sideline, and Mitch and Matt are going to be in the press box with their binoculars. They're going to be seeing that. It's like, okay, next guy's coming in, so you better be ready.
And can I add to that too? Because, look, in our personal lives, in our work lives, everyone's talking about this. Who's the quarterback? I'm sure you get asked this every day. Mitch, who's the quarterback going to be? Is it good? I prefer Jake. I prefer Gary. Here's the thing. I don't subscribe to this idea that if the first guy is said, hey, you know what, you got to produce, or these are like terrifying words in football, but I don't think they need to be, this quarterback's on a short leash.
It's probably not the right word we should even be using. We should say something else like just hot seat. I don't know.
Either way, the point is, hey, you did enough to get the first crack, but by no means is this over. You have to produce. And I don't feel like that is undue pressure on a starting quarterback. I don't think that's unfair. I think that is, quite frankly, Mitch, that's what we all live through every single day. We all have pressure every single day to perform at work, to perform at our homes. You're not handed anything. So I push back when people say, oh, that's not good. That's not good if you tell Jake or Gary that you're number 1, but you got a short lead. So what? You're getting the first crack. You got to produce if you want to play every single week. Otherwise, we're gonna try Gary. We'll try McKay. We'll try whoever. And I hope that's the mentality that this coaching staff is taking, because none of these guys have had enough success in their careers to warrant a long leash, to be honest. Jake's never won a football game at this level. Gary hasn't been successful in years. McKay Hillstead, we've seen flashes, but there's not a lot of success there.
And he's a distant third.
No one is proven enough in terms of winning and statistical excellence to say, I can survive a 4-interception game. Yeah. I don't think so. If you come out and throw 3 picks in this first half, you're on to number 2, and that's what I hope it is.
If you're Aaron Roderick, who do you go with?
I go with Jake Retzlaff because I do think he does have more knowledge in the system. I think Jake is the better passer of the two, and I strongly believe, Mitch, that the wide receiver group is the strength of this team. You need to get them involved, whether it's short, intermediate, I don't care. Just get the ball to the playmakers, to the Darius Lassiters, to the Kody Epps, to the Chase. Get them the ball. And then secondly, Jake is capable of running a dual-threat offense. Yep. We saw that in the Oklahoma and Oklahoma State game. It may not be his strength, but he's not Phillip Rivers back there. This isn't Drew Bledsoe. He can move around. So I would start with Jake, but he's got to produce. What about you?
I would go with Jake Retzlaff at this point. You know what? Let's give him a chance. I personally, I would, if it was just my personal preference, I would say Bohannon, but it feels like it's trending to Retzlaff. And I would say Bohannon because I feel like I like his size a little bit better. I think he can withstand maybe the physicality of the Big 12 schedule maybe a little bit better. And I also want to see his final chapter. Like, he's a senior. He's gone in a few months. I think that this is a case, too, where you got 2 quarterbacks, and maybe it's go with the younger guy, gets the edge, if they're all on even footing. And look, Gary Bohannon came in with this with no preconceived expectations. This is not a traditional transfer where you got to gift wrap him the job. I think he just wanted to be at BYU. I thought he really found alignment with Aaron Roderick. He likes this school. He's a father. He loves being around this place because of the family values. Gary Bohannon loves it. I mean, there was a conversation in July, and he was speaking about how BYU, there's all these preconceived stereotypes about BYU. He's like, none of it's true. He's like, I love this place. And it's almost to the point where you feel like you're getting the sense he almost wishes he was here at the beginning. But, but I'm okay with either one. Like, I like Jake too.
Yeah.
As far as just people, like, I think they're good guys. I want to see them succeed and have it be a great story. This is Aaron Roderick on the decision, and it's going to be more than just him involved with this QB decision.
I'll run it through him. He's pretty great about giving, trusting his coaches to do their jobs, and that goes for everybody. He trusts all the coaches to play who they think is best for the job, but I will definitely be talking to him. We talk about it every single day, and I'll talk to him. I'll talk to Jay Hill. I'll talk to Fessy, my whole staff on offense. I'll gather information from everyone, but the ultimate decision will be on my shoulders, and I'm good with that. I'm used to this.
And the ultimate decision, it is important to try to get it right with QB1 because you don't want to have to go to QB2. In a perfect world, QB1 just takes off and has success, and they let this thing ride until maybe an injury or whatever it may be. You don't want it to be just every week we're talking quarterback battle because that can drain on a team.
Yeah, that's a great point. The thing that will be so fascinating, Mitch, is the offensive line, I think, is going to dictate a lot of the success of this team. Look, again, I think the wide receivers are the most talented group. The offensive line, though, is the key to success. And if, let's say, they're good in the run game and not so good in pass protect, then maybe you need to go Gary and pull a little Philadelphia Eagles offense out and doing some tush push and heavy run because Gary is better in that regard. So it'll be really interesting to see not only who gets the first step and how they produce, but which part of the offense is effective, because that's what you have to lean into. You got to be good at something. You cannot be bad at one thing to where you then become predictable and it becomes hard. So if you are a really good running team and you have to build a pass off of that, then maybe you got to go with Gary. It's hard to know without playing a game, and that's why I wouldn't be shocked if we saw both guys get some time next week.
That it could happen. I mean, and they've consistently said, they being the coaches, have consistently said that they might need both guys, and I'm okay with that. I don't think in a game one against an FCS team, I don't subscribe to no two quarterbacks. You don't have any. Like you're just sorting this out, and you need every ounce of data possible to really. Maybe that's the trump card. Maybe that's the piece you need to know is the game action to say this is the clear decision as to what direction they're going for the rest of the 2024 season. But we shall see moving forward. Taking a timeout on the other side. Cougar Sports Saturday, sponsored by Any Hour Services. We'll get to our offensive superlatives from fall camp. Most improved player, the best player, depth chart mover, guy that's going to be an under-radar guy that's going to make an impact. We'll go over all of that next here on Cougar Sports Saturday.